Welcome to the QuickTrain Modeler video training series. This module, Measurement, will show you how to use QuickTrain Modeler's mensuration tools. For this demonstration, I've loaded in two models, both derived from the same LiDAR LAS dataset. A surface model, or digital elevation model, consisting only of the ground classified points, and a point cloud consisting of all returns. The point cloud also includes intensity values. For more information on loading surface and point cloud models, please refer to the respective videos in the QuickTrain Modeler training series. To begin measuring, click on the Place Mensuration Line button. To start your mensuration line, you can press the S key to create the first point, or simply left-click. You can create additional vertices or points along your mensuration line by left-clicking. If you need to navigate, specifically pan, while generating the mensuration line, simply hold down the Alt key. If you want to snap your mensuration line to a specific LiDAR point, hold down the Shift key. This will activate the Point Query tool. To end your mensuration line, you can either left-click or press the E key for end. Once you end your mensuration line, the mensuration data window will appear. Under the mensuration point section, you can see it provides the start and end coordinates, along with the delta. The window also includes the vector length and the vector direction. You can adjust the height and color of your line by clicking on the Options button. Adjusting line height is particularly useful if you have trouble viewing your line. And of course, you can choose to select your color, along with the coordinate display, and where the line should be measured from, either the start or the last point. If you'd like to save your mensuration line for use in a GIS software package, you can export it to shapefile by clicking on the Export to Shape button. To use it in Google Earth, simply click on the Export to KML button. You can examine the height profile of the mensuration line by clicking on the Examine Height Profile button. This launches the Height Profile window. I have two models loaded in this QuickTrain Modeler session, both the surface model and the point cloud, and thus in my table of contents on the Height Profile window, you can see that two models are available to me. I can select these models individually to view their height profiles, or click on the Select All button to view both height profiles. I can use the slider bar down at the bottom here to retrieve information at a specific point along my height profile. Within the viewer, this is linked to that center line you see there sliding back and forth. Putting that center line on the overpass, we can see the corresponding dip in the QTT model, or the surface model. Scrolling over to what appears to be some noise in the point cloud, we can then zoom in and see that that corresponds to what appears to be a semi-tractor trailer truck on the roadway. If the data were loaded in using the QTA format, you can click the button to retrieve the information from the QTA data. This will display the points from the models. Alternatively, you can click on the Retrieve Scatter Points button. At any time, you can choose to switch off the points and show the lines instead. You can also choose to force square scaling, which will put a 1-to-1 ratio to the graph. You can zoom into your graph by simply left-clicking and drawing a box, and zoom back out by right-clicking. You may want to create multiple evenly spaced lines in order for cross-section analysis. The first step in this process is to create a simple mensuration line with a start point and end point. After you end your line, the mensuration data window appears. Click on the Examine Height Profile button. In the Height Profile window, click on Configure Samples. This launches the Profile Sampling window. You can choose to enter the number of profiles and the spacing between those profiles and map units. Click OK to generate the profiles. In the Height Profile window, click Select All to view all of your height profiles, or you can select ones individually, or multiple select by holding down the Control key. The corresponding profile sections also appear in the QuickTrain Modeler viewer. To export these samples, click on the Export Samples button. This will allow you to save them as XYZ ASCII files. If you're looking to use this information in a presentation and want a quick screen capture, click on the Export PPT button to export it to PowerPoint. The mensuration tools can also be used to examine the characteristics of individual features, such as this tree located in a cemetery. I'm going to draw a simple mensuration line with a start point and an end point. Within the height profile window, I'm going to choose to retrieve the scatter points from my LAS dataset. You can see we have a nice profile of the individual tree. We can enhance this profile by adjusting the sample width. First, let's take a look at what the 2 meter sample width reflects in terms of a selection area. I can do that by checking the box next to Highlight Selection Area. Moving over to the viewer, you can see the selection area highlighted. In this case, it doesn't include the entire tree. So within the height profile window, I'll adjust the sample width to a value of 7 and click on the Retrieve Scatter Points button to update the profile. You can see the profile better represents the points distributed within that tree, and we can see the corresponding selection area highlighted in the QuickTrain Modeler viewer. Checking the box for Clip Display in the height profile window will change the display so that I only see my selection area. I can uncheck that box at any time for Clip Display to return to normal viewing. Within the mensuration data window, you can also choose to examine the intensity profiles by clicking on the respective button. This launches the intensity profile window, which is very similar to the height profile window. If you have vertex colors sampled into your data, you can click on the Examine Alpha Profile window. In future sections, we'll talk about the line of sight or LOS vectors. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please visit the Applied Imagery website for more QuickTrain Modeler videos, and check back often as new modules are being added all the time.